How's it going, everyone? Mike here. So, cool video for you guys today. I'm gonna do a little subscriber Q&A. Actually, I've got a list of subscriber questions that I got from the comment section, and I figured I'd just kind of go over these with you guys today. And I want to tell any of you people tuning in, if you have any questions or something you'd want me to do in a future Q&A, just put that in the comment section below and I will totally do that. And I also want to say too, if you have any video suggestions or something you really want to see or something you've been thinking about or you'd like to see from my farm, just put that in the comment section below and I will totally try to make a video on that for you guys, or just like give you my thoughts on it, you know, at the very least. But I want to say too, before I get into these, we've had quite a few new subscribers to the channel, and I just want to say thank you all so much for subscribing to the channel. We're growing, and I like that. That's cool. And I also want to say too, if you are new and you haven't subscribed, click the subscribe button if you're into mushroom and farming stuff, because I'm a mushroom farmer. I've been doing it for a while now, and I'm just trying to put out the best information I can to help new cultivators or anyone really interested in mushrooms, because I do a lot of foraging and I'll actually be doing a lot of cooking on the channel too once I have the farm completely finished here. I'm building a new farm too, if those of you who weren't aware. I'm in Colorado, moved here a little over a year ago, and I've built this place from the ground up. So I've got a few videos of the construction of this place on the channel here, but I'll add more as I continue. I've got a few more things I'm building right now, like sterilization. I'm working on the grow room stuff a little bit right now too, and there'll be videos about all that stuff coming up soon. But I just want to say thank you all for subscribing, and like I said, subscribe if you haven't already. But let's get into these questions. So, how long is a liquid culture viable? So this is a good question, okay, because I produce liquid cultures. I make my own here to grow the mushrooms on the farm, and I also do sell liquid culture. And I'll just say, I tell pretty much anyone who buys a liquid culture to use it within 6 months to a year. But I've actually tested some myself that I've had like just in storage, and they've been good even after 3 years. So liquid cultures, and they were all stored in syringes. That was in a 10 milliliter syringe. So liquid cultures stored in syringes can really last for pretty long time, honestly, longer than you would expect. And that was at room temperature too, by the way. So I always tell people, try to use them within 6 months to a year, but they can last quite a while. Do you find that the flow head filter is too high? And I'll tell you what, I actually haven't used this one yet to cultivate with yet. I just built it about, oh boy, I put up the video, I guess I've had it going about maybe 2 weeks or something. But I've built one just like this previously at another farm, and I like the height. I do this particularly for bulk substrate, and they asked if I used a tray to work in front of it, and I do. And if I'm doing Petri plate work, I do have a tray, but I also have this FFU. So sometimes I'll do it right here in front of the FFU. But I like the tray too, because it kind of gets you elevated a little bit, and it's just kind of nice working, you know, up like that. So I do have a tray to work a little bit elevated there if I'm going to do Petri plate work. But actually, I think they'd actually be clean down here too. I could do a test, and maybe I will in the future, but I actually think it would be clean. I have particularly designed this for bulk substrate, like I said. But if I do decide to do Petri plates, I do have like a little stand I like to work on. So just so you know. Let's see here. Can you grow a chicken of the woods in a bag or a monotub? Okay. The answer is yes. It's just not prolific, so most people don't do it. The way that it'll work is the chicken of the woods will start to grow up the side of the bag, and then it will actually pop out of the filter patch, okay? Similar to like what a lion's mane does. If you've let a lion's mane bag go too long, some growers may have seen that. Lion's mane is kind of notorious for doing that, in my opinion, if you let it go too long in incubation. But that's kind of how you do a chicken of the woods. You basically will let a bag go too long in incubation, And once it starts to pop out of the filter patch, some guys will stick it in their grow rooms, and some guys actually don't. And some guys just let it sit. Some guys, and it does fine still. But it just doesn't produce much, and it's not reliable from what I've been told. I've actually never tried it, but I am going to experiment with it a little bit, just because I'd like to do it for the channel now that I'm doing the YouTube channel. I have seen pictures and heard, though, fruiting it outdoors on logs is the best way to do it. You just get the best yields. And I think that's because there's more biomass to the log, and the chicken of the woods, I'm just guessing it requires a lot of biomass. Not 100% on this, but just a theory of mine. But I might try a little grow of that in the future. Let's see here. How far can you go in vitro growing with reishi mushroom and still get conchs? So if you guys haven't seen my video on growing Ganoderma multipalium in vitro, check it out. It's just a few videos down. But basically, I grew the reishi mushroom, this Ganoderma multipalium, in a myco bag, and I let the antlers grow up inside the bag, basically, okay? And what you can do is you can still cut the top of that bag off and let it grow conchs at that point. So you can let it go all the way up the bag, and then it'll still grow conchs. They just won't be as large as what they would have been if you did it at the start. If you want like a big conch, the way most guys will do it is they'll let the pins start to form on the top and then slice the bag right by the pin. So then the conch just kind of comes out of the hole there by where the pin forms. So that's how you want to do that if you're trying to grow some reishi conchs. Let's check out this next one here. Oh, sometimes lion's mane is chewy when cooked. And I just want to say sometimes you can have this. What I've seen, it kind of depends on the maturity of when you do pick it. He was saying he was picking it kind of early, and he didn't allow it to kind of blast out much. He had the same problem with bear's head. And I'll just basically say, pretty much any mushroom, you want them to reach full maturity, and then they'll be as tender as they're going to get. When they're really young, sometimes they can be, and it just depends on the species, because some of them, they can be really tough when they're young too, just because they're forming up, and that's kind of what I'm thinking you're experiencing there. And then sometimes it's also just by the base. The base of a lot of mushrooms are kind of tough just because they kind of just structurally grow that way, because they're trying to hold themselves up and support themselves. So the bases are naturally kind of tougher on certain ones. So just be aware of that. I would say maybe try something like on the edge of the fruiting body a little more and not so close to the base. And it probably won't be as chewy for you, is my guess. All right. Okay, we have, now I have quite a few questions about my walk-in cooler. And I just want to say, guys, if you haven't seen my walk-in cooler video, like how I built my walk-in cooler video, check it out. That's just down in the videos too. I love it. Like, I really do. And I think I love it even more because I was living here off grid for over a year without a refrigerator, okay? So I didn't have any way to keep my stuff cold. And now I have a freaking walk-in cooler, and it gets down to 33 degrees. And I have many questions about the temperature, so I'll answer all those. But I just gotta say, as far as how is this thing performing, how am I liking it so far, I love it. Like, there's no other way to describe it. Like, super cool, like, especially when I didn't have any type of refrigerator at all for like over a year, just like kind of camp it out in my shipping container, you know? So it's great. And let's just see here now. What was the first main question, or one guy had? It was about the construction of it. Why didn't I use structured insulated panels when building it? And I want to say, first, I didn't even know what they were, because like I'm a farmer, man. I'm not like a contractor by any means. I know how to do a lot of things myself. Like, I literally built everything you see behind me. So like, I'm good with my hands, but like, I'm not a contractor. And I haven't built what do you call it, commercial walk-in coolers, you know, on a regular basis. This is the first one I ever built that was this size. So, and I also, a lot of things that I build in here, my building is like an arch. Okay, I bought this building kit to make it. So it's not an A-frame, and it's not standard like stick construction. I have a steel building that's like an arch. So a lot of times when I'm building stuff for this, I have to like take all that into account And with this arched wall, one of those structured panels like wouldn't even work right. I'd have to, and I would start to lose square footage as well in the building. The more like rectangular structures you have, so you almost have to build into this curved wall to get the most out of it. That's the best way to put it. So it's an interesting building that I have here, first of all. But those are cool panels, I will say, for like the efficiency and the design. If I was able to use something like that, I feel like that would be great, because I feel like you could just stick it up, and put it together real quick. So I do think that that is cool for maybe a future build of some kind, but just wasn't really super applicable in this building here. Now, the next question. This was kind of a cheeky comment. The guy was saying that my AC unit was reading 68 degrees and my digital readout on my cooler was 33, because I was showing my walk-in cooler at 33 degrees. And I just want to say, okay, he was acting like I was playing a joke on you guys. I just want to say there is no jokes on this channel, okay? Like, I am one of the most real people you would ever meet. I am super honest. I would never try to trick or fool anyone with a temperature reading or anything like that, okay? But let me explain the whole thing, like, why does it say a certain temperature on the AC unit? And why does it say a certain temperature on my CoolBot? And it's really easy. Basically, the setting on the air conditioner, first of all, it didn't say 68 degrees. It actually said 60 degrees. And that is just a setting, okay? That's not actually a temperature in the room, okay? So that is the setting on the air conditioner. And the way the CoolBot works is you are supposed to set your air conditioner on the coolest setting, and then you set the CoolBot then, okay? And basically, it's tricking the air conditioner to keep running, but you can't set an air conditioner on 30-something degrees, okay? And that's not a true temperature reading on the air conditioner. It's just the setting, like I said. But that readout that I was showing on the CoolBot is indeed the true temperature of the room. Okay, and I have other videos on this channel that do show other temperature readouts in that room. So just tune into that full video and you will see that. But I just want to let everyone know, I will never try to deceive anyone on this channel. That is never the point. I'm just really trying to put out good information. So just keep that in mind. But that's what's going on back there. It's just the AC unit is set at 60, but it is truly 33 degrees in there. Do you have a problem with freeze up? And I want to say no. And I just want to say that is because it is controlled by the CoolBot. And the CoolBot has a sensor that goes into the fins of the air conditioner, and it can detect how cold those are actually getting, so it will stop it from running so much that it would freeze up. And I just want to say too, the whole air conditioner walk-in cooler that I created, it's not like a total like hack job or something that I just made up. It's a thing that a lot of people do. Okay, there's a website. It's called, I think the website is storeitcold.com. The controller is called a CoolBot. So if you just Google CoolBot, you'll see this thing. But many people use this for commercial refrigeration setups. And it just depends, how you want to set one of these up and how large of a walk-in cooler you have. Maybe it might not be best for you. There might be other instances where a traditional setup with I guess with a compressor and whatnot, and just separate pieces would work better. But for me and what I'm doing here, just the fact that the AC unit itself was only a couple $100, and the CoolBot's only a couple $100, and you only need those two parts to make it work, it's going to run for, I imagine, a couple of years before I ever have to replace anything on that. I'm sure the AC unit will for sure wear out eventually, but that's the kind of the whole purpose or the whole point of doing this. And the idea is that these AC units are pretty cheap, okay? And sometimes parts on these like large walk-in cooler, like the compressor and whatever evap and condenser or whatever setups, I guess they can be more pricey. So just those parts can be more pricey than what you would spend on an air conditioner. So that's why a lot of guys do this. A lot of guys even have walk-in coolers that maybe they've bought from somebody that's got something broken on it and it just doesn't work anymore. But then they can fix it with like a CoolBot and an air conditioner. Like maybe they had a bad compressor or something on this walk-in cooler. I don't know much about them, so when I'm saying like bad compressor or whatever, I don't know a whole lot. I used to be an auto mechanic, so I know like car AC, and I know it's all pretty similar. So I think I'm talking right. So, but if I said something wrong, correct me. But I believe the whole concept of it is that the air conditioner, the window air conditioner, is cheaper than what you would have to spend on like a service call for like somebody to come out and work on your walk-in cooler air conditioning type of system. You know what I'm saying? So the whole idea is it'll get the job done and it's cheaper. So that's why people do it. And I, like I said, I love it. It's working great right now. And I'll keep you guys totally updated on it too, for sure. Electricity usage, I'm honestly not sure. I think it may potentially use less, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But even if it does use more, like I said, the cheaper costs of just me being able to work on this thing myself and replace parts myself outweighs the electricity cost. And actually, and I want to say too, the subscriber actually did say that too, that we commented back and forth, and they were totally agreeing. They thought it was a great idea, and it really is. These CoolBots, I never knew about them until I got into market farming and market gardening and stuff, and I just realized a lot of people that do farmers markets and a lot of small scale farmers use these things, and this is a great tool. It works really good. What do morels taste like? Morels, I mean, honestly, it's like this like really nice, rich flavor. It's kind of hard for me to describe. And I will say, if there's a subscriber tuning in and you can describe what the taste of morels is like in the comment section, please do that, because I've eaten lots of them, but it's really hard for me to get that point across of like what the flavor is. I'm gonna just say like savory umami, and I'm guessing that's correct, but let me know, like, those of you who have eaten morels, what you would consider the taste, just so anybody who doesn't know what one tastes like can get an idea. But I just want to say, if you've never eaten one, you should get a chance and eat one, okay? Like, whenever you do get a chance, go ahead and eat it, because they're delicious. Like, I like to forage them every year in the spring anyway, because it's like a fun pastime for me, but I still like to eat them at least once a year too. So they're good, really good. What is the percentage spawn rate I use? Okay, I pretty much, and they put on a 10-pound bag in the comment section, and I'll just say I use the same spawn rate whether it's a small bag or a large bag, and I'm going no more ever than 5%, but I usually spawn around 2.5%. Okay, and in between 2.5% to 5%, probably like 3% or something like that if I were to guess on average. I use a 3% spawn rate, and I do really good grows. You guys can look at some of my videos that got pictures in there, some of my old grows, and there's some videos that have video footage in there. And you'll see I've got some freaking awesome mushrooms. I'll have awesome footage here too once I get the new grow rooms up and going, and that won't be much longer, guys, so stay tuned for that, because I'm stoked to do growing videos in here with you guys. I'm really excited. What is the incubation temperature? Okay, and I just want to say, in my incubation room, I pretty much will always keep it 65 to 70 degrees, okay? I never let it exceed 75. If it starts hitting 75, that's when I'm like making sure the air conditioner is on, you know what I mean? Like, I never let the rooms get over 75. Like, I consider that like the danger zone. You should really try to keep it around 70 is what I suggest. Okay, one more here. What can be grown in Alaska? This was a great question, I thought. So if you're growing indoors, and here's the thing, I know resources and stuff like that are scarce and interesting to come by in Alaska. I don't know a whole lot about Alaska. Okay, so they were saying they have access to some logs, I believe. The best thing you can do then, I would inoculate logs, and I would do some type of outdoor growing. So you could get plugs that you tap in the logs, and I'll do some videos on the channel here eventually with that. I think I can do that with the aspen trees here. I'm gonna have to research this a little more, but I'm pretty sure you can plug aspens. Well, yeah, I'm almost positive. I am positive. I shouldn't even say that. Like, I've just never done it, and I don't want to like put out false information, you know. But all these mushrooms grow on aspens, so yeah, you can totally just plug an aspen tree. And I don't know what you have access to there in Alaska, but I'm sure there's a tree like a hardwood or even some other type of something like an aspen or whatnot that you could plug. You'll get good mushroom fruits outdoors. You could do anything indoors, but you would just have to see like what resources you have available to grow with indoors there in Alaska. But anyway, guys, this was the first like really long, lengthy Q&A I decided to do for you guys, and I think it turned out good. I'm happy with all the questions I got, and I think I had a lot of good answers for everyone. I just want to say, like I said earlier, if you have any questions, put them in the comment section below, and I will make videos like future Q&As, and I can answer all your questions then and stuff like that. Please drop this video a like if you liked the whole Q&A thing, you know. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you click the subscribe button so you get more videos like this in the future. But that's all I got for you today, guys, and I will catch you on the next one.